Hail Trump! Hail our people! Hail victory!
This salute trutherism is outrageous. This is the most.
Do it right now on TV.
This is the biggest conspiracy.
Do it right now on TV.
Calling someone a Nazi is pretty strong stuff. In fact, for the most part, Nazis have been a relic of the 1940s, obliterated at Nuremberg and kept down by our collective humanity in the memory of 6 million Jews murdered during the Holocaust, until now.
Very fine people on both sides.
Now what's happening in this country is not about Republicans and Democrats. First of all, there is no Republican Party anymore.
This isn't their Republican Party anymore!
Yeah, I'm talking about people like Elon Musk. Now, Elon Musk is not 100%, and by that, I'm not referring to his autism. Now, for example, this is his spectrum-y behavior. Not this. But again, it's not just the behavior of bigots like Trump and his sycophants.
Let them call you racist. Let them call you xenophobe. Let them call you nativist. Wear it as a badge of honor.
As he yet again embraces this extremism and anti-Semitism. After the rapper Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, lost lucrative partnerships with Adidas and others because of an anti-Semitic tirade, Donald Trump still welcomed him to Mar-a-Lago for a pre-Thanksgiving dinner. And Kanye brought along Nick Fuentes, a prominent white supremacist, Holocaust denier, and anti-Semite.
There is an occult element at the high levels of society, and specifically among the Jews.
Jews will not replace us!
Stand back and stand by.
No, the sound we are missing of those who see this but do nothing. Instead of integrity, they choose silence.
Look, the first time that Elon Musk decides to declare that globalist Jews are responsible for the great replacement of brown people into the United States, maybe it was a misunderstanding, you know? The second time he said that Jews are pushing hatred against white people, that's a quote, you know, that was a little iffy. By the second Sieg Heil, I think he kind of loses the benefit of the doubt.
Okay, now it's time for the MAGA shill to respond and deny what we're seeing. I mean, the Nazi and Confederate flags at Trump rallies and his defense and embrace of those who support him.
Trump derangement syndrome to Elon.
He's the perfect example of a Republican turned Trump acolyte. He worked for years for George Bush and as a TV anchor and a political commentator, a normal Republican, pardon the oxymoron. Now, his face is so buried in Trump's muff, he could kiss Sean Hannity on the lips. And you're going to want to see this.
Yeah.
I was hearing a lot of sighing, Scott. What's the deal?
Yeah, I mean, we've moved on from Trump derangement syndrome to Elon derangement syndrome.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want to defend his saying the Germans get to...
Let me let him finish, Catherine.
I love this game we play where you talk for 2 minutes, I talk for 3 seconds,
ahead,
and you
Scott.
freak out. So he has a long record of supporting the Jewish people, number one. Number two, anybody who is asserting this thing he did on the stage the other day was a Sieg Heil, which I just heard you say, you know, lawyer up maybe, because absolute ridiculous thing to say. Under no circumstances.
The Nazis in Germany thought it was a Sieg Heil.
Under no
Nazis in Germany thought it was a Sieg Heil.
was he doing anything other than expressing enthusiastically.
Why don't you do it on TV right now?
His appreciation.
Why don't you do it on TV right now if you think it's so...
Number three.
So, you know,
banal.
Of course, Jennings won't do it. And did you hear him say lawyer up? Musk has no such protections as a public figure, and he has a long and recent record of working with ghosts of the 1940s Nazi Party.
I'm very excited for the AfD.
Tonight, growing criticism over a virtual appearance by Elon Musk. Musk beaming into a campaign event this weekend for Germany's far-right party known as the AfD. But it's this apparent reference to Nazi Germany's history that is drawing attention.
I think there's frankly too much of a focus on past guilt, and we need to move beyond that. Children should not be guilty of the sins of their parents.
His comments quick to receive backlash. The chair of Yad Vashem, Israel's memorial to Holocaust victims, calling it an insult to the victims of Nazism and a clear danger to the democratic future of Germany. The remarks coming less than a week after Musk posted a series of Nazi-related puns online in response to criticism over this gesture he made at an inauguration event, which some have interpreted as a Nazi salute.
See, the old saying, past is prologue, not just a saying. Germany does not allow Nazi salutes or Holocaust deniers. Now, here in a country where you can pretty much say anything like this, Trump, You're a raping, racist, Nazi sympathizer. I hope you end up rotting in a prison cell trading blowjobs for bitcoins, you fat orange sow. That's a good one. See, now in more than half of the world's governments, if I said that about the president, it would be bad for me. But that's why we have the First Amendment. It's so we can tell the truth about our elected idiots. But where are the other voices?
I want all of you to get up out of your chairs.
Jennings and the rest of the Republican Party are silent co-conspirators in this war against everything that doesn't fall in line with their goals, which is a theocratic dictatorship.
I want to be a dictator.
If you don't like our religion, then we don't want you in our country.
I mean, it's not like they're even hiding it. As everyone said, it's Project 2025 on steroids.
This next order relates to the definition of birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment of the United States.
That's a good one. Birthright. That's a big one. I've raised a lot of money for the next race that I assume I can't use for myself, but I'm not 100% sure because I don't know. I think I'm not allowed to run again. I'm not sure. Am I allowed to run again, Mike? I better not get you involved in that argument.
We have two constitutional amendments that they're willing to ignore. So what part of conservatism says we don't need the Constitution?
And then on Saturday, seemingly out of nowhere, called for the suspension of the Constitution.
But back to the Nazis. If Musk wasn't sending a signal, and that's just who he is, why doesn't he do it all the time? Like, hey kids, have a nice day at school.
I want you to address what we are talking about here because you can talk all day about college campuses, but Elon Musk, 2 days before Holocaust Remembrance Day, went and spoke in front of a far-right party that, as part of their platform, wants to atone. They want to erase the idea that Germany is responsible for this.
A lot of them
terrible
deny the Holocaust even happened.
in history.
Look,
they want to deny the Holocaust. He decided, the thing I'm going to do today is speak before a bunch of far-right people who, in their own country, have been sent to court for using banned Nazi symbols. Really?
Look, I think it is possible to do two things. One, support the Jewish people and the memory of the victims of the Holocaust. And number two, say something that is actually factually correct. Nobody being born today is responsible for what happened in the Holocaust.
Oh, I love that argument. We hear it all the time in the United States, right? Hey, nobody here has ever owned a slave, so there can't be any prejudice. And since all the Nazis from World War II are dead, so must be the spirit of that hate and violence. Except they were in D.C. this week, obviously comfortable with Trump in the White House. And this is my favorite part. While cowards like, well, basically everyone from Nikki Haley to Lindsey Graham keep quiet while Trump tries to arrest women and children in churches who were born here, by the way, protected under that 14th Amendment, the Republican Party tucks back their junk like the cowardly eunuchs they are. But not this middle-aged American with a gut and more courage than the entire MAGA swell of ass-kissers. He stands before 150 Nazis and tells them to, well, what?
All of our khakis. I would love to speak of the will of the European race that made America, but I cannot. There is simply no...
The truth always wins. And as Dr. Martin Luther King said, the arc bends towards justice, but it could still use some help. So Elon, if that's not a Nazi salute, okay, then this isn't the finger.
Goddamn right.
This is not a normal election.
Whether the women like it or not.
Suck my fat one.
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Yeah. They're eating the dogs.
You're an idiot!
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.